Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome to Saturday night. Welcome to Daddy Daughter Talk. It is Saturday night. I am Pop Brown and coming to you still traveling. Still, me and the Queen Bee, we're still on the road. We're still traveling, but I wanted to come in tonight and not miss out, but come tonight and just to say hello, and maybe talk about a few things, just talk about some things that I've been thinking about here, lately, the last couple of days while we've been traveling. Okay. Again, as you come in the room, please share, please like and share. It is 8 o'clock, and welcome to the Daughter's Father Talk tonight. Here again, I am Pop Brown, and it is that time. It is that time. So welcome, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. As you come in the room, please share. Please share. Please share. Again, tonight is Father-Daughter Talk, and I am Pop Brown, and this is Saturday night, and as we normally do, we ask this when you come into the room to please share. Tonight, as usual, we're gonna talk about things, conversations that father and daughters have or should have. How about that? And here on this platform, we talk about, very, 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 just an array of subjects, nothing in particular, just an array of things, things that fathers and daughters and fathers and sons even, should actually be talking about. Good evening. As you come in the room, please share. We just want to talk to the high scholar. Good evening. How are you? Good evening. Again, as you come in the room, please share, guys. And on this platform, we talk about things that nothing in general. We talk about things that I think that are important. I think subjects that fathers should actually talk to daughters about, and daughters should actually talk to their fathers about. I think that on this platform, we talk about things that are important. They're important in a father-daughter relationship. There's things that when you're raising children, and we're going to talk about that a little bit tonight too, because there's something I'm not going to say again, about raising children. I decided that I'm going to do something very, very different, when it comes to that. So tonight, we're going to talk a little bit about changing our language when it comes to our children, okay, and the things that we're doing in terms of them. But again, as you come in the room, please share. Please share as you come in the room. It is Saturday night. It is father-daughter time. MzBee is joining us. How you doing, MzBee? Again, Queen Bee and I are on the road. We are doing a thing. Good evening, Jocelyn. How you doing? Please, as you come in the room, please share. Ladies, please share. Tonight, we're going to be talking about some different things. Hello, Miss Joy. My wife is joining us. Queen Bee is joining us. Just want to talk about some different things tonight. Again, this platform is designed, again, for fathers and daughters to conversate and for things that fathers and daughters should be conversating about, and maybe even for sons. But this is a platform that we've created, that MzBee has created actually, to just get that information out. Because a lot of times, there are things that daughters can talk to moms about, but a lot of times there's things that they need to talk to their daddies about. They need to talk to their daddies about. Johnson, I'm great. How are you? They need to talk to fathers about, and that this is a platform that maybe fathers can help out. One of the things I want to talk about a little bit tonight is and for those of you, and I know all of us don't have children, but for those of you who have children, for my daughters out there who have children, for my sons who have children, I thought about something today, and I got a revelation just talking with someone on this past week as we've been traveling. We were talking about, somebody kept saying about, raising kids. And then I heard someone say, you know what, the thing is that, that's the attitude that we take into it. We go into this thing like we're raising kids. He said, but that's the wrong way to look at it. We're not raising kids. We're raising, someone's husband. We're raising someone's wife. We're raising someone's mother. We're raising kings and we're raising queens. And so we have to look at it that way. And when we take on that attitude, and it's a whole new awakening. When we look at the fact that, we're not raising kids, but we're training. We're training kings, we're training husbands, we're training future leaders, and if we look at it that way, if we take that attitude, when we teach our kids, we're teaching them in a whole new different way. When we look at it, oh, it's just the kids. No. They're a lot more important than that. And as a father, I wish I'd have had this information years ago. I wish I'd have had this information years ago. I wish someone had said to me, you're not raising kids. You're not raising kids. You're raising, someone's this or someone's that. You're raising, this is, I knew that one day they grow up and have their own and do their own, but I had, I didn't have that oh, what's the focus that I needed. I didn't have that. I didn't have that leadership part of it. I didn't have that part of it that says, you know what, you need to really, 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 really get serious about what we're doing here. We really need to get serious about what we're doing. I'm talking about the light, folks, because I'm in a different setting tonight. As I said, we're still traveling, but I definitely want to talk about it a little bit tonight because that makes a difference for me. Raising daughters, when I look at it now, when I says, you know what, we're raising not daughters, but we're raising someone's wife. We're hoping to train her to be someone's wife, an independent wife. Don't get me wrong, a good woman. We're training her to be a good woman. The Bible says, a man that finds a wife finds a good thing. So we're training her to be that. We're training her to be the young lady that she needs to be. We're training her not to be reduced by anyone. We're training her to maintain her standards. We're training her to not go out and listen to someone, hey, shorty, hey, baby, hey, this, because that's not her name. We're training her to ignore that and to answer only to her name. We're training her to be a woman. We're training her to be respectful. We're training her to demand others to respect her. That's what we're doing when we're raising daughters, and I hate I missed it. I missed that revelation, but I'm hoping you don't. I'm hoping tonight you get some of that, because that's what it's all about. It's not about raising kids. It's about raising the respect for young women and respect for young men. It's about doing that. It's about raising someone's mother, because, we raising in a way, again, we talked about a while back how kids they mimic us. The greatest lessons, most of the lessons that they learn, they're not taught, they're caught. They learn by what they catch us doing, and so when we teaching, we got to be careful, we got to be careful when we're around our children, how we move, and, because they're watching how we move, they're watching what we say, they're watching our actions, they're watching how we treat others, they're watching how we let others treat us. So we have to be mindful of those things because we're training. We're teaching them to be, we're teaching them to be adults. We're teaching them to be as we are, or even better than we are. So if we're the example, that we're showing them, we got to be better than what we are. If we're the example that we're showing them, then we have to be who we want them to be. We have to show them, not just tell them. We have to show them how to do it. We have to show them how to do it. You see, because if you want your daughters to be a good mom, see, you have to demonstrate that. You have to show what a good mom looks like. My wife and I watched this series. I don't know if you guys, watch, Netflix or Killer Mike and all that good stuff. We watched this and I was pleasantly surprised by some of the stuff that I saw, but, because usually we don't watch that. But one of the things that one of the series that he did was an education, and he made a statement, about, I don't know if it was him or someone that was on this show, but they made a statement about kids and education, even in schools, even in the schools today. He said something that I thought was really important. He said, kids today aren't taught to think in school. They're not taught to think in school as maybe, the older generation, my mom and my dad, they were taught to think. Kids today aren't taught to think in school. They're taught to repeat what they hear. They're taught to regurgitate all the stuff that teachers are teaching them, and 1 + 1 is 2. What did I say? 1 + 1 is 2. Yes, who can remember? So they're taught to memorize things that they hear. They're not taught to think. So we as parents, we can't rely on the school to do it anymore. We have to do it. We have to do it. You and I, we have to do it as parents and grandparents. We have to do it. We have to teach. We have to teach in our actions. We have to teach in our speech. We have to teach, again, in the way we treat people and the way we allow people to treat us. We have to, that's the way we teach. That's the way we teach. And the way we treat them. and the way we treat our children. See, if you respect dads, I'm talking to the dads now. If you respect that young lady, if you respect your daughter coming up, I'm not talking about wait till she gets to be a teenager. No, 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 no. You know, when she's young, if you open the door for her at a young age, she's going to expect every male she sees that she's with to open the door for her. To open the door for her, because she demands that respect. She demands that respect. And so we have to teach her that this is what, this is what's expected. This is what expected. It's not just made out. Look, this is what is expected. Pull the chair out. This is what's expected, but we have to start it. We have to start it. We have to start it. We have to teach. The Bible says that, if we train a child in the way they should go, when they grow old, they will not depart from it. That doesn't just mean teach them this or teach them that. It means teach them this too. Teach them this too. If you're raising mom, and I know there's a lot of single moms out there, but if you're raising young kings, I know it's hard. Everybody says, a woman can't teach a boy how to be a man, but she can teach him a lot. Let me tell you, she can teach him a lot. So you have to teach him. This is how you treat a woman. This is what you do. Mom, have him pull your chair out at dinner time. Have him open the door for you when you get into the car. He can do that. Have him hold the door for you when you go in and out of the store. He can teach him how to do those things now. If you train him now, when he grows old, he'll be doing it on his own. He won't depart from it. He won't depart from it. See, we have to remember that we're not training we're not raising kids. We're raising adults. We're raising responsible adults. We're training. And it's our responsibility to do that. It's our responsibility to do that. There's so much out there now that that we can learn from each other. We can glean from each other. I didn't get it. I wasn't taught this, and I wish I had been. Again, there's no knock on the family. Good evening, y'all. As you come in the room, please like, please share. I wasn't, and there's no knock on my parents, because my parents, again, they taught me what they knew. They taught me what they were taught. And so we have to be a better generation. We have to be better in teaching our kids and teaching our kids. We have to be. Because it's not enough just to, okay, I feed you, I put clothes on you, I keep a roof over your head. It's a lot more than that. It's a lot more than that. We owe them more than that. See, we have a responsibility. We have a responsibility when it comes to our kids. We have a responsibility. Now, I know that there's a lot of moms out there doing it on your own. Listen, I congratulate you. I salute you. I know you're out there doing it on your own. I know you are. But listen, that's, if you do it on your own, I know it's tough, but you have to do it. You have to do it. Yeah, you have to do it. If you've been looking at it this way, please change your way of thinking about the way you're bringing up your kids today, the way you're bringing up your children. Please change that. Please change that. If this is not your mindset, then you have to get it. You have to get it, because it's so important. It's real important that we do this. It's super, super important that our mindset changes when it comes to raising kids. Raising kids. We're raising kings, we're raising queens, we're raising mamas, we're raising daddies, we're raising, we're raising adults, we're raising professionals, we're raising executives, we're raising people who we want them to. Listen, you need to raise a person. You need to help train that. Not raise. I keep using that word raise. We need to train that person. Train that person to be the person that you want it to be. How about that? Train them to be that person that you wanted to. You want to him. You want it to be that person that set right, that talk right, that demanded respect. That teach them how to do that. Teach him how to do that. Teach that young man how to be the man you wish, would open the door for you. Teach him how to do that. Teach him how to be that young man that's respectful when he go to visit his girlfriend's parents for the first time. Teach him how to do that. Teach him how to be that. You can do that. We owe them that. We really do. We really owe them that. I just thought that was for me, to have that conversation this week about, how about raising children and our responsibility as parents. I just thought that was just too cool. I was like, I just thought that it was important. It was wasn't a long conversation, a very deep conversation, but I just thought, wow, this, it just took on a whole new meaning for me. Sometimes, I don't know if because I'm getting older or what, but sometimes some of the things that some of the conversations that I have right now with other people, they just mean a lot more. They just mean a whole lot more to me now. And especially when you're pouring into someone else. When you're pouring into someone else's life, you want it to be, not just conversation. Not just conversation. Hey, Linda, how you doing? Not just conversation. You don't want it to be just conversation. When you pouring into someone else's life, you want it to mean something. You don't want to just waste words or just waste stuff. If I'm gonna pour into someone's life, I want it to mean something. And when I say, I want to train a person. I want to help mold this person. So when they grow older. They'll be that person. The things that we taught them young, that they'll stay there. And as they grow older, it becomes a way of life. It becomes a way of life for them. So when they're dating, when they're older, even they don't have to be dating, but anyone. When a young man goes out and he's walking out to a car with his mother, sister, anyone, any female, he opens the door. He does the right thing. He does. He opens the door. He lets her. See, that's just little things. Little things like that, believe it or not, little things like that changes the attitude of a young man, changes the attitude of a young woman. Now, we start with little things like that, and then now we add on other little things. We just, to put, twirling out the chairs, taking out the trash, helping out in the house. So when we started changing all those little things, we started changing attitudes. And when we started changing attitudes, we started changing people. And when we started changing people, we started, believe it or not, changing the house, changing the attitude and the attitude and the atmosphere of the home. Then we started changing the atmosphere and the attitude of the community. Then we started changing the world. But it starts with little stuff like that. Little things like that. Little things like that. I was a part of a mentoring group one time, in where I used to live in Alabama, and this group, we would mentor, young fellas, young teens, that lived in a residential program. They got themselves in a little bit of trouble. We used to call that, kiddie jail, or kiddie jail, basically. They lived there, they got in trouble, all kind of stuff going on, hydraulic, all kind of stuff going on, but we would take them out to breakfast. We would take them to breakfast on Saturday. I think it was once a month we did this, or twice a month maybe. We would take them to breakfast, and then we would talk about issues. Every kid had a mentor, and so we would talk about issues. Hey, what's going on with you right now, and try to talk them through whatever was going on. To being a part of the extended family and just talk them through. One day, one of our guys, one of the mentors, he owns a car lot, very successful car lot. He does well, and he decided, he wanted to bless these kids one day, just to change it, change their attitudes, to see the watch the change in them. We took these kids out. He took every one of these kids out, and he bought them a brand new suit, suit, shirt, tie, shoes, or works. Now these are kids that wore a regular uniform. I mean, they wore beige khaki t-shirts on a regular basis. This was the uniform they had to wear in their facility. But when he bought them when they put those suits on, when they put on those suits, things changed. Things changed. You saw the attitudes change, and the way they felt about themselves. It all changed. It all changed. Just a piece of clothing, a suit, changed everything about them. Everything about them. So just imagine if that suit could do that. The things we can pour into our kids. Just sitting down having a conversation. So, having a regular conversation. Instead of that, didn't I tell you to take out the trash? Didn't I tell you, put your phone down for a while. Get off Facebook for a few minutes and have a real conversation with your kids on a daily basis. A real conversation. The same one you have with your girlfriends, and have a real conversation with your daughter. Have a real conversation with your son. Have a real conversation. Watch things change. They know we know that you love them, and they know they love you and all of that. They know that. Okay? But at the same time, have that real conversation. Have that real conversation. Okay? Have that real conversation about stuff. Just life. Have that conversation about life. Have that conversation about, just things you saw. Maybe there's an incident that happened at school, that you can talk about. I mean, really talk about, instead of, well, your teacher said this, that, that. And listen, there's always a second side to that. There's always two sides to that coin. Hear them out. Hear what they have to say. I love my daughter-in-law. I love my daughter-in-law. One of my daughter-in-laws. My son has two sons of his own, and when the oldest kid, he's a boy, and every now and then there's an issue at school. Don't get me wrong, straight A student. I think that's part of the issue because he gets bored. He gets bored, and so they go through saying, but mom, before she snaps out, she has a conversation. So where are you? What happened? So she'll hear about what happened. She'll hear what happened. Then she'll ask, well, who do you think is at fault at this? Who do you honestly think is at fault at this? Well, he's upset. Okay, so what responsibility did you have? So they'll have these conversations. My son will have these conversations with his daughters. I mean, they'll have these conversations. Have these conversations. Take the time out to have these conversations with your kids. I wish I had. I'm telling you, you know what? You guys are much better parents than I was, or maybe even your parents were. You guys are fantastic parents. But you have to hone those skills. Hone those skills, because what you teach today, your actions today is going to be this. Listen, however you raise, or however you mold, or however you groom, whatever word you want to use, your children today, it's probably the way they're going to do it with theirs. I'm just saying. Apple don't fall too far from the tree. I'm just saying. So you want to go ahead and right now today, you want to start uplifting. You want to start pouring into their lives. You want to start doing that. You want to start doing that so you don't have those questions. I don't know why. I don't know what makes it. I don't know why I don't know why she do that. I don't know why. They do it because we didn't take the time to do this. They do it because we didn't take the time to do that. Let's take the time. Let's take the time and really, really, really get to know it. Get to know the people that we live with. Get to know the people we gave life to. Let's take time to do that. I wish I had. I'm telling you. I'm be honest with you. I didn't do it. I wish I had. Cause listen, my sons and daughters, these are great people. These are people I actually like. I mean, they're adults now, but I actually like these guys. I do. I like them. I like them. I'm not saying that to be funny, but I do. I actually like them. I can hang out with them. I can, I would never, ever, do a bar with my kids. I believe that. I don't do bars anyway, but I don't party. I could never party with my kids. I can never do that. Seriously. That's just me. Some of y'all can. I don't knock you for it, but that's just Pop Brown. Pop Brown can do it. If I was ever, and I don't do clubs or like that, but if I was ever in a club and my kids walk in, Pop Brown leaving. Because we just don't hang out like that. We don't weddings, receptions, stuff like that. Yeah, but we don't hang like we don't roll like that. And that's okay. Not that I'm better, but I just don't. That ain't. That's no. We don't roll like that. We have to have those boundaries. And I have even if they're not unclear to them, they're very clear to me. We have to have those boundaries. So we don't roll like that. But I don't knock anybody for what to do. I really don't. I really don't. So, but anyway, again, this is just a little food for thought. Something that happened on this week. The conversation I had. Again, we have to change our mindset, and how we're raising. I said it again, didn't I? How we're grooming and molding our children. As they get older. Get out of the mindset of raising kids. And get in the mindset and take on the mindset of molding minds, young minds, to be great adults and to be great men, to be great women, to be great moms, to be great dads, to be great kings or great queens. That's the mindset we need to take on. Unfortunately, I would say this, treat them, raise them and talk to them like you would someone else's kids. Hello. You ever notice how that happens? Sometimes we can talk to other people's. I'm not saying y'all, don't get me wrong, I ain't saying y'all do this, but some people do this. Some people, and tell me if I'm wrong, y'all. Some people will talk to someone else's kid better than they do their own. because they think, oh, they so this and they so that. But then you look at yours like, get on in there. You you need to be. I'm just saying, it happens. I'm just being real, y'all. I'm just being real. I'm just trying to keep it real there, So it happens. It happens. So listen, why don't we try talking to our kids like, like we would somebody else's? I'm just saying, this is a good start. This is a good start. You want to change the atmosphere in your home. This is a good start. You want to change the relationship. And I'm not saying you got to be if there's issues in the relationship. This is a good start. This is a good start to making it better. Put the phone down. Put the phone down. Get off Facebook. Get off IG. Get off of that stuff for a while and have a conversation. Go old school. Have this conversation. Take your daughter out. On a mommy daughter night. Mommy daughter night. Let's go get a mani pad. What do you call it? A mani patty. Mani patty. Well, y'all know what I'm trying to say. Go to a movie. Go get some pizza. We just you and her. The boys, leave them at home. Just you and her. We're going on a girls' night. Girls' evening. We're going to hang out. And if you don't have girls, you got sons, take them on a date. Or let him take you on a date. Give him a little money and tell him, okay, now you're going to take me, I'm going to pay for it, but you're going to take me on a date. Where we going? And let him be. We're going to go, we're going to go to the movie, mama. We're going to go to, let him do it. Let him take you on a date. Change the atmosphere in your home. Change the atmosphere. Change the atmosphere. Change it. I'm telling you, if you change the atmosphere like that, you'll change their lives. Because not only will they see you in a different light, but what an appreciation they'll have for you. What an appreciation they'll now have for you. My mom's the greatest. Let me tell you what she did. You know what I mean? See, we can have conversations about what our parents did, and it ain't all bright. We can talk, my dad was this, my mom was that, and this. But see, these are kind of memories we want to instill. These are kind of memories, and they can say back, I remember my mom used to take me on dates. Or I remember my mom and I used to do this. So, those are the things that they want you want them to take, into their adulthood. Because now, when they have children, they get to pay it forward. They get to pay it forward. They get to go, shopping for the Christmas tree. And I remember my mom let me do this, or my mom allowed me to do that. Or my mom taught me. I mean, my mom went to, me and my mom did this and we did that. I remember that. Those are the kind of memories that stick. Those are the kind of memories that stick. I got some memories that stick, but they ain't all day. Listen, they ain't all that. I need those kind. Now I have some. Don't get me wrong. I have some of those. But it ain't all that. It ain't all that. Some of the memories I have, I like, I was shocked. Oh, man, I was so shocked when he showed up. I was shocked. It's a shocking memory. I was shocked. I don't want those. My kids got some shocking. Oh, I was shocked with my daddy. We need good memories. We need good memories. We need those, those memories that make you sit back and then somebody say, where you at? Come on back. Oh. I'm back. I was just thinking about, I just remember something that happened years ago with me and my mom, me and my dad, Those are the kind of memories I'm talking about creating. Those are the kind of memories I'm talking about creating. And listen, folks, there's a lot of stuff that we do as parents, excuse me. There's a lot of stuff that we do. Sorry, I had to get out of the picture for a second. There's a lot of stuff that we do, that we can do as parents, that we sometimes we don't do. Sometimes I do. Just I used to take my sons out on a dinner date, one-on-one, just to talk and find out what's going on. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. You know what that does to Johnson? It establishes trust. It establishes trust. There's a lot of things our kids go through that we don't know about because they don't trust us. Now, I don't care what you say. They don't tell us about them because, you find out more stuff at, when you get that parent-teacher conference, you find out a lot of stuff that you didn't know. Simply because they don't trust you. That's not to say they don't love you. They just don't trust you. They don't trust how you're going to react. They don't trust how you're going to react. They don't know if I tell my mom this, is she going to knock my head? If she going to scream, how's she going to react? You need to know that they need to know they can trust you. They need to know they can say anything to you. They can tell you anything without you first, hear it, talk about it. You know, what I'm talking about. 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 You know, what I'm tal Talk about it. Now, I'm not saying don't discipline an action, but talk about it. Talk about it. Don't let yourself go, from 0 to 100 on it. Hear it, process it, talk about it, talk about it, talk about it. It's been a great week. It's really been a great week. Longer than a week, actually. Queen Bee and I we left Illinois, we left Chicago area last Friday. And we went to Atlanta. We stopped in ATL first, because we were there for hey bud, what's up? It's one of my sons checking in. We were there for MzBee's book release, and I know y'all been hanging out with MzBee. I know y'all have, but see, I don't know if y'all have this little beauty right here. But if you don't have your copy, you better get it. You better get it because they're going fast. Listen, we hung out, and this was a great event. It was a super, super, super event, and so proud of this. So proud of her. I read it, and it's a good read. It's a good read. It's a good read. What's up, buddy? This is my son, Donzel, y'all. Another great dad. And one of these days, you're going to have him here on the live. We're going to get together and talk about some stuff because he's raising 3 girls. So, yeah. Yeah. Y'all want to hear from a dad that's raising 3 girls, right? So he's doing that, and he's doing it well. He's doing it well. But MzBee, if y'all hadn't ordered it, better get the book. Listen, this thing is, and it ain't about makeup. It ain't about, it ain't about beating your face. I'm telling you. But she's got some stuff in here that, she's got me thinking. She is some stuff in it that made me think. I'm telling you. And we had a great time at the book release. And it was really well. But Queen Bee and I left there, and we went on to our next destination. We still hadn't made it back to Illinois. we're back in the state of Georgia, not in Atlanta, but we're back in the state of Georgia. And we'll probably, we're gonna make it back to Chicago. I promise you, everybody in Chicago, we coming back now. We are coming back. We didn't run away from home. We just doing what we do. They're having a sleepover right now. Your girls are having a sleepover right now. Oh, okay. So how many? Listen, my boy's son is in a house full of women right now. Full of women. Okay, wow. Good luck with that one, son. Good luck with that one. But anyway, like I said, it's about how we deal. And I was talking earlier, I don't know if you're just checking in. I was talking earlier about how we should communicate kids. Like I said, my son's got he lost count of how many. Wow. Listen, we're talking about how, and I'm sure he can probably chime in a little bit on this one, y'all. About because he does well, but he's a great dad. The way we communicate with our kids, and because I had this conversation I was sharing earlier with someone this week about the fact that we always use the term we're raising kids, we're raising our kids, when actually we're not really raising kids, but we're grooming and we're molding kings and queens and moms and future moms and dads and such. And so we have to start that training now. We have to start that training, with just like we potty train, and we start, we train them how to walk, and we train them how to do. We should be starting that training. We should be opening doors for our daughters, and we should be putting out chairs for them. So it becomes a norm. It's expected of them, Donnie. It's expected. They listen. My dad always did this of me. That's what they're going to be saying. They get thinking to myself. And so if we're setting that example as fathers, then they expect this next guy to do the same thing. And when you don't, it's like, wait a minute. You know what I mean? Because I know real men do this. Real men, pull out the chair. A real gentleman would do this. A real gentleman does things like that. And so even having these conversations, taking the time out to put the phone down and just having real one-on-one conversations without losing it. Without losing it, because you know what, the kids, and sometimes they do stuff, they do kid stuff, it ain't all great, but then, what, celebrate the things that they do great, oh, that's good, no, I just celebrate it. I wish I had it. I'm telling you, I would, the knowledge I've got now, the things that I know now, the wisdom that's been imparted to me now, and the stuff that's been poured into me now, I wish I had it when my kids were growing up. I wish I had it. I wish I had done these things that I'm saying. I wish I had done. Don't get me wrong. They every one of them turned out to be great people. And like I said, not that that, you know, that I had something to do with that. I mean, but they're great people. I mean, I actually like, how many people can say they actually like their kids? I mean, I'm joking. I like my kids. I do. I actually like them. They're good people. They're good people. I can hang out with them. I can hang out not too long, but I'm kidding. Not too long, but I can hang out with them. You know, they're good people. And, I enjoy them. I enjoy being around them. I enjoy being around my grandkids. I do. And so it's now. Hey, I sit back and I watch how they're raising, how they're grooming and molding their kids. I got a son that's molding his sons. I got another son that's molding his older son. I got a daughter that's molding a set of teenage twins, mind you. And then I've got my son here down there who's got the sleepover, who's molding 3 girls, and apparently a whole lot more tonight. What I mean? But this is it. This is what's happening. They're having conversation. They're training wonderful human beings, and the atmosphere in the home is one of love and it's one of trust. It's one of trust. They can. Listen. They trust they can talk to their dad. They trust they can talk to mom. They trust it. And then when you have those conversations, they're legitimate conversations. They're learning conversations. They're not, screaming matches, one-sided kind of stuff. I'm screaming at you. You better do what I told you to do, and that's it. No. It's a conversation. It's a conversation. A conversation is between 2 people, not just one. And so, these are people. They're smaller. They're younger, but they still have the same, the same emotions and the same everything that you have. So we have to respect that too. Again, it's a wonderful thing, to be a parent. And some of us missed it along the way. I wish, I wish I could have, what do they call it back in the day, mulligans. I wish I could have those do-overs, but life don't work that way. You have to pick up from where you are. You have to pick up from where you are and you move on. You pick up from where you are and you move on. If you didn't do it, if you weren't able to do it yesterday, do it today. There's some things I wasn't able to do yesterday, but I bet I can do them today, and I have no problem doing them. None. So even if you have to start tomorrow morning, if the kids are in bed right now, whatever, even if you have to start tomorrow morning, when you wake up tomorrow morning, just wake up and just go on over and say, how'd you sleep? How was your night? How was your night? Did you dream? Did you have a nightmare? Create that atmosphere. Create that atmosphere of love and create that atmosphere of trust. Create that atmosphere. I'm telling you, listen, when you start realizing that person, that little person that's in your house, one day it's not going to be a little person anymore, but it's going to be an adult. And you missed an opportunity to really make them, if you're saying to you, if you have teenagers or older kids right now, and you're saying, I don't know what happened to the girl, I can tell you what happened to her. You happened to her, or you didn't happen to her. That's what happened. Don't blame her. She wasn't the one doing the training. You were. I'm just saying. So we miss it. Sometimes we miss it as parents, and we want to blame everybody else, but it's really on us. It really is. So here we have an opportunity to get it right. Here we have an opportunity to fresh out the gate. Here we have an opportunity to not only change what's happening in our house, but change what's happening in schools and change what's happening. Okay. So I used to tell my kids about the scriptures, spare the rod, spoil the child. I said to the shepherd, you used to use the rod to guide the sheep. I can use the rod to give you spiritual guidance, or I can I know what the rest of it is going to say. Listen, and that's absolutely right. Back in the day, and they're taking it out, kind of taking it out, the picture, the rod out the Bible. A lot of the Bibles are. But you know what? That's what the shepherd did. He actually used that rod, for correction, and he used it for guidance. When that hook, and when the sheep would go afar, he would hook them and bring them back. He would hook them and bring them back. And one of the things about the sheep, though, when they fall over. When they fell over, they can't get back up. So he would use that to help them get back up. But at the same time, and that was a rod part, But at the same time, he would when they get out of whack, when they start doing goofy stuff, he would whack them with it. Pow. You know what I mean? That was correction. But he always had an ointment. He had a balm, they called it back in the day, an ointment he would put on it to smooth it out. He would just leave it. He would put the ointment on. He would put that balm, They came from, if you know your Bible, there was a city called Gilead. Gilead in the Bible was famous for an ointment that they made. It was a balm. They called it a balm. It was an ointment, for sore, and it was an ointment. It was pain relief, basically. Okay, back in the day, and they came from that city called City of Gilead, and so that's what that's the song, the balm of Gilead and all that. But they called it a balm, and so that's what the shepherd used on the sheep. When there was pain, when there was soreness, they put that balm on it. Okay, but this is what we got to do. We have to really be mindful of how we're training, these young people in our home. Because these are young people. They're people, man. These are the same. They have the same mind, have the same heart. They have the same thing you and I have, just on a smaller scale right now. But it's getting bigger. It's gonna grow. It's gonna grow. And it's going to take on more data. It's going to take on more information. It's going to, it's going to, and listen, what's imparted in them is going to make them who they are. What you put into them is going to make them who they are. What they see is going to make them who they are. It's going to help form who they are, just like it did you and I. Just like it did you and I. What we allow them to watch on TV is going to help form who they are. What we allow them to hear, it's going to help form who we are. Who we allow them to hang out with, it's going to help form who they are. So it's up to you and I. It's up to you and I. As parents. It's up to you and I. It really is. So we have to start looking at this thing a little differently than like raising kids. Then dropping them off at the daycare in the morning, picking them up in the evening, and giving them all this. I don't have to do nothing but feed you, keep a roof over your head. No. And then when you're 18, you can go. No, that ain't it. That ain't it. That ain't it, y'all. That's not it. That's not it. Listen, we have to be parents. We have to be real parents. We have to be trainers. Even though we the word parent, we are instructors. We are trainers. We're training this next generation. We're training them. We're training them. And we have to train again, not just in word, but in action. They have to. We can't just tell them things. We have to tell them and demonstrate it. When we have to demonstrate. If you're saying to your son, make sure and you're a dad and you're telling your son, to open the door for women and to pull out your chair. Now, you need to be demonstrating that. He needs to see you do. He needs to catch you doing it. Not when he's in your presence. When he's around the corner peeping. And he sees dad doing it when he's not in dad's presence. He sees dad open. He's looking out the window when mom and dad are leaving. He sees dad open the door for mom and close it. He sees it. He sees you doing it. You're demonstrating it. That's the thing that he needs to catch you doing. Not just the opposite. He tells me to open the door. He don't even do it. Or he tells me that, or she tells me to do this and she don't even do it. I'm just saying, folks. We have to not just be about the lip service. We have to be about actions. We have to do it. We have to do it. We have to do it. With sincerity. We have to do it. We have to do it. Listen, as always, I love you guys with the love of Christ. I do. And I thank you so much for coming in here on Saturday evenings and spending this little time with us. I really do. I tell you, it's important for us to come together like this, and it's important, to just do this. And my son says, please know that if your words as a parent is not matching your actions, they will learn from your actions 100 times more. You are absolutely right, son. You are absolutely right. Listen, if you don't get nothing else, get that comment right there. Let me read that again. My son says, please know that if your words as a parent is not matching your actions, they will learn from your actions 100 times more. Kind of like what I said a few minutes ago, right? But he just said it better. Your words and your actions have to match. It's so important. It's so important. They have to match. It's not those days of don't do what I say, don't do as I do what I do as I say. Those days are gone. That style of parenting, no. I'm just gonna leave it at that. No. See, it's too important today. It's too important. It is way too important today. How we teach and how we mold these young minds. It's too important. It's too important. I'm so proud, of my sons and daughters and how they're molded and how they're training. I'm telling you, man, listen, I have, my sons are doing a great job with their sons. My son-in-laws are doing a great job with, I'm telling you, I mean, and I'm listening, if it sounds like I'm bragging, that's because I am. That's because I am, and it's good to, and I'm grateful. I'm grateful to God that I can do that. That is such a blessing to be able to do it. I'm privileged to be able to do that. I am. It's a privilege to do that. And I want them to hear that. I really do. And I'll tell them, at any time. First of all, they're much better parents than I ever was. And I'm so proud that they're able to do that in spite of me. In spite of me. And I tell you, it's just a proud thing. And I know, I'm confident in knowing, I have this confidence in knowing that when my granddaughters are older and they have their families, and my grandsons are older and they have their families, they're going to be just like their parents. And you know what? I can't wait. I can't wait. See, I'm not worried about, man, that boy going to be just like his daddy. I hope he is. I mean, she's going to be just like her mama. I hope she is. I hope she is. If she's anywhere near what her mom is right now, I hope she is. I pray she is. How about that? I pray she is. And that's where it should be. That's where it should be. That's the way it should be. Okay? Listen, again, y'all, listen. I love y'all. I want to talk about one more thing really, really quick before we get out of here. And it's this virus that's happening right here. Listen, I need you guys to be safe. My wife and I were just reading about the fact that there are some things going on in the Chicago area right now. We thought we was, but there's some things going on in the Chicago area. Apparently there's a couple of school teachers who's contracted this virus. No fault of their own, but they've contracted this virus, and it's school teachers. That's a scary thing, So we have to take cautious. Hey, Lori, how you doing? We have to be cautious. We have to be cautious, y'all. We have to be cautious. Health conscious now. We have to, be careful. Be careful for your families and yourselves. Make sure you wash your hands. You're taking all kind of precautions. This one particular school teacher, to my understanding, she was on a cruise ship that was off the coast of San Francisco, and there one person got sick, and they quarantined him. They got him to the hospital. Then they tested everybody. They said, "Oh, everybody's cool." So she was able to fly from San Francisco to Chicago, and no, she's sick. So the initial test tells me right then, that initial test ain't it. So now I think there's 6 cases right now. We just saw in the news a few minutes ago, and 2 to 3 of which are school teachers. School teachers at schools that we know. So yeah. So we have to be very, very careful with this virus. So be careful, be mindful. Teach the young ones, to constantly wash, keep those hands washed. Be careful where we're going. And I know, the young ones like to put their hands on everything. They like touching everything. Listen, get yourself the little hand cleaner. Keep it in your pocket, keep it in your purse. You got the little bitty ones you can clip on your, keep your hand cleaners. You know what I mean? Hand sanitizers, just be safe. Be safe. You know what I mean? Be safe. Be safe. Keep your family safe. Keep your family safe. You know what I mean? Again, listen, I love you guys. Don't forget, here it is. This is it, y'all. This is, and it's not a, it's a great read. It even comes with its own bookmark too, y'all. See, she got her own bookmark. Listen, this is a great book. This is a great read. If and I know you follow MzBee. I know you follow MzBee. Okay. Oh yeah, my wife says, and pray when it comes to this virus, and pray. Listen, when it comes to this book right here, you have to read, when you read this book, and I promise you it's going to change the way you think. Read it with an open mind. Read it with open mind. And if you think about, because it is thought provoking, when you think about, the things that MzBee is saying in this book, you'll be like, wow. You think she get there in her lives? Get this book. Get this book. Hey, $19.99, y'all. Get this book. Go on her website. Go on the site. She'll tell you how to do it. Pop Brown can't tell you. All I can tell you is go to MzBee site, and she'll tell you how to get the book. I got mine. Okay, you get yours. Okay, I got mine. As a matter of fact, I got a nice autograph copy. Okay, where's the page? I'm sorry. I got a nice autograph copy. She talked about Pops. They said some good stuff about Pop around. So, so I got mine, y'all. Listen, I love y'all with the love of Christ. I do. And I pray, as always, for you, for your families. One of the things that my wife and I do on a regular basis is intercede for others, because that's what God has placed in our hearts to do. So we pray. We pray that each time we come on here, each time we come on this platform, that we're able to sow a seed, that we're able to impart something in somebody, that's going to make a difference. I never want to come out here and just be talking. I want to plant a seed. I want to sow a seed into someone's life. I want to be able to say something that'll help change somebody. And if I'm not doing that, then I don't want to do this. So we definitely want to be able to do that, because that's what God's put into me. That's what He's put into us. That's what He's put into us. So I pray that you're receiving something. It's not about as many likes. I want you to share this thing, but it's not about likes, because if one person comes on here and one person receives something, hey, we did our job. We did what was expected of us. We did that. If one household is changed, we did our jobs. We did what's expected of us. We did that, and that's what's expected. Listen, again, we love you, and we ain't gonna hold you tonight, because we know things change in the morning. We're gonna lose an hour worth of sleep in the morning anyway with this time change. Except folks that I think in Arizona, y'all don't change time in Arizona, right? But Lori said, please for my home, that right contractor. Should we send the right contractor? We would pray that. We would pray that God sends you the right contractor. Listen, also for anybody in the Tennessee area, if you are anywhere in this Nashville, believe that we are absolutely praying for you guys, and anywhere else that these storms on this last week, we are certainly praying for you. We know it was devastating. I have a daughter in the area. I have friends in the area in Tennessee. Fortunately, they are great. They are great. Hey, Keisha, they are great. And they made it through, and so we thank God for them. We thank God for them. And so again, here we are. Saturday night. We hear every Saturday night. Father-daughter talk. Okay, father-daughter talk. We're right here every Saturday night at 7 o'clock and at 8 o'clock if you're in the other areas. And listen, we just love coming here and partying. We just love coming here, sharing with you what God has placed in our heart to do. We just love coming here, giving to you that good thing, that good news, that good thing. Get even to Pop Brown, and Keisha says, that's my other daughter, y'all. Hey, y'all. Hey, baby. How you doing? How you doing? And listen, she does a live as well. Lakeisha does a live. She does this tea thing in the morning. It's crazy. It's crazy. But listen, she'll keep you healthy. she'll keep you healthy. she'll keep you healthy. But listen, again, we love you guys. We do love you. And hey, Keisha, you got to get your book, sweetie. You got to get your book. Sis got a book out. You got to get it. Got to get it. Go online. Get that book. Get that book. Make it up with yourself. Get that book, y'all. Listen, don't forget. And don't forget my buddies over at R&L. If you're in the Atlanta area, don't forget R&L Foods. Do not forget my brother Reggie and my other daughter, Little Marie. Do not forget them. R&L Foods. I'm telling you, if you do not call R&L, you're making a mistake. You are making a mistake. Google them, R&L Foods. Google them, go on Facebook, they're on FaceTime, they're on IG, they're all over the place. Google them, okay? R&L Foods. If you want your lunch, they do those lunches, they deliver them lunches, and they are good. I'm talking about from scratch, soul food. Really? Y'all better get with it. Y'all better get rid of it. Y'all better get with it, I'm telling you. Listen. Okay, listen. We're going to get out of here. We're going to get out of here again. We love y'all with the love of Christ. We do, and we're going to be praying for you, God. I pray for you. we plead the blood of Jesus over you all, over your household. And we pray that your week is great, and we pray that every one of your steps are ordered. Okay, and we just pray the anointing over you tonight. My pastor talked this week about the anointing being like oil. How oil gets on your stuff, and that stain, you can never get it out. I don't care what you do, you never get that oil staying out. Listen, we pray that anointing, that oil falls on you and your household. It gets on you and your household, and it never goes away. It stays on you, and that's the blessing we want to have on you this week. Okay, listen. We love you. God bless you. And we'll see you next week. Peace.